Hello and welcome to Unwise Owl's extremely unofficial ARMA League stream for week 4 of the ARMA Team League on the Sunday night. So day 2 of week 4, we're into game, what's this going to be, 15 and 16 of the ARMA League 2023. There's no official stream tonight, but I thought, well, hey, we may as well give it a try and see what we can see here on the unofficial stream. So we are working on a 5-minute delay. The stream is delayed 5 minutes, and then I'm just using the normal spectator keys, which are also delayed 5 minutes. So the actual stream is going to be going live 10 minutes late in real time. So if you're watching on with your team, following along with your team members or anything like that, you're going to be 10 minutes behind. That's just easier for me because I am playing in the second game. That stream needs to be 5 minutes late. In order to do that, not have to stop the stream and stuff up the settings, potentially screen cheat or anything like that. So I'm just going to leave the whole stream will be ultimately 10 minutes behind in the first half of the night, and then 5 minutes behind in the second half. I'm going to attempt to commentate on the games in the first half, and in the second half I'm just going to be playing. So it's just going to be my normal ARMA Team League stream where I talk about what I'm thinking for my game, and it won't be a commentary match or anything like that. So you're welcome to join me for that if you'd like to, or not. That's completely up to you. So games will be beginning in about 2 minutes from now. We're going to be watching this game here with game 1. Itchy Richie Fingers here. Frisky playing for them, Grills playing for Tile Dreaming, Zombie playing for the Free Agents, and Sparrow playing for the Pimfu Pals. So if we go to the standings chart here, Richie Fingers up at the top of the table, Tile Dreaming here in 4th place, Pimfu Pals are in 6th place, and the Free Agents are down in 13th. So lots of variability in current positions here, but we are still in the first half of the tournament, so these things have a way of tightening up as the game goes on. It is complete self-interest that I've chosen to stream this game because I am on Team Itchy Richie Fingers, and I'd like to see how my teammate goes. We'll try not to be too partial, too biased or anything, but that is where we're coming from, so you can expect maybe a little bit of that. Anyway, hopefully, it's not quite the expert commentary you would get from people like Cheese or Veggie or SBT or anything like that. But it's better than nothing, I think. So you're very welcome to follow along here. Otherwise, the spectator link to the lobby, if you just want to watch yourself on, I guess, less of a delay, you're very welcome to do that. The spectator link is posted in the ARMA Team League Discord channel. So go ahead and have a look at that. We'll be jumping into the games now in any time soon. In fact, now. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so game is due to start any minute now. Let's get the score sheet up here. So, okay, that was pretty loud. We have Sparrows starting in the east seat. With some pretty okay hands here. They've got a Dora, they've got a couple of completed shapes, they've got a red Dora as well. So not a bad start there for Sparrow. Sitting in the south seat, we have Gwills with what I was going to say was a bit of a slower hand, but they do have a number of pairs and half flush opportunities there as well. So they're going to be looking to go fast, grab those whites, those noughts, potentially those 4-man, look for a really fast hand. Should be good. Sparrow still collecting value, however. Over in the west seat, we have Frisky with a relatively quick hand as well, and the other 2 white dragons. So we're not going to see those white dragons for either of them to complete those hands. Will Frisky take this 5-pin? He will, which means he's going to be relying on those white dragons. He's not going to get them. So unless he manages to turn the happen hand into Toy, Frisky's hand is dead on arrival here. And in the north seat, we have Zombie, who has called the red dragon, so actually has probably more movement than anyone else on the table, and a relatively quick hand as well. So we'll see how that goes. We have Zombie going fast here. We'll drop the 2-man here, and they'll be 2 away. They are going to need the 3-pin to complete that hand. We're only seeing one of them out there at the moment in Sparrow's hand, so still some possibilities. Sparrow needs to find the 1 pin or the 4 pin around their 2-3 pin shape. The 1's relatively hard to come by, but we haven't seen any of the 4 pins yet. So Sparrow's still in with a chance here. Frisky looking like it's a dead hand already, although they're not to know that. Gwills hasn't improved the hand since the start of the game. Okay, so Frisky gets rid of another one of those 4 pins now. So 1 pins now. So Sparrow's going to need those 4 pins, but Sparrow's hand hasn't improved yet. Meanwhile, Frisky's hand does improve. This is maybe their opportunity to improve this hand here. If they were to ditch the white dragons, that might be their... maybe they could get to all simples, but they're not to know that that Wills also has a pair there, so they're going to be sunk. Meanwhile, Sparrow finally making an improvement on their hand. So still looking for a pair, but they're heading towards all simples pretty well there. Okay. Okay, so there's one away now for Sparrow. They just got to find a pair out of either of their sets of 2-3. So looking very good for them as the dealer. If we look around though and look for, they're probably going to be reluctant to get rid of the Dora 2-pin. We can see Frisky's already got rid of one, and both Zombie and Gwills are holding one. So I think it's going to be quite challenging for Sparrow. They're going to have to oh, okay. Gwills has just thrown his 2-pin, so I think we're likely to see a Ricci relatively soon. Nope, no, Sparrow has paired up his 5 bamboo, so he's going to go ahead and go that way and look for some extra value there with the 4-pin. Still a couple of those 4 pins live, so there's still a possibility for Sparrow in that hand. Zombie with a 3rd call, but still too far away from a ready hand, and Gwills is stuck as well. But Gwills still has a possibility here. If we see that 7-pin or a north out. There's the north, so Gwills is ready. They're not going to see that. They're not going to see the white dragon, but that last 7-man tile is sitting in Sparrow's hand. It does feel like everyone's just blocking each other in this one. I don't really think we're going to see too much of an outcome, probably. So we're probably going to expect a draw with a few players in it. Seems to me at this point a bit early to be calling that, but you got to go ahead. Oh no, we've seen Frisky dealing in. Dealing into Gwills, not a big hand, just 2 harm. Zombie get themselves on the board. Now remembering, Zombie is negative 99.8 points for the tournament, so they could really do with a win. Their team is negative 224, so free agents currently sitting in 15th of 16 places on the tournament list, I believe. So they could really do with some points here. Excellent start for Zombie. So the dealership moves on to Gwills now. They've got some possibilities for some kind of shapes there in their hand, but it's going to be a little bit slow. Frisky much faster over there. Already a really nice 5-tile run in the pins and a pair of green dragons as well. We're not seeing any of the Southwind Dora in anyone's hands, so it's going to be really interesting to see whether those come out, whether they're going to ruin people's hands or whether they're going to be willing to discard them late on. Zombie has some interesting shapes going on in the bamboo. But those a pretty slow hand in pins that's probably going to slow them down just a little bit unless they can, especially since that red dragon's already dead, so they're going to be looking for some kind of just generally Ricci, maybe Dora 1 or something there. Going to be a bit of a challenge for them. Meanwhile, Sparrow's hand relatively fast. They've got pairs locked in. They've got a couple of proto shapes happening already, so one imagines that Sparrow probably has the fastest route to a pin through here. To a closed hand here, unless Frisky can pair up those green dragons. We have seen Zombie disconnect here, which is not encouraging. Disconnection from Zombie, that's not good news at all. They're still disconnected, so hopefully we're going to see them come back into the game. They started this game really well. It'd be good to see them come back and be able to continue it. Looking at the Discord chat, it looks like they are on their way back, so it should be okay. All right. Where are we at? Okay, Zombie just managed to pair up those whites, but just after Frisky threw theirs. So are they going to try and move this into a half flush in this position? Probably a little bit too far away from that. They're going to go ahead and discard those whites and see if they can do something with that 5-pin. Sparrow's still a couple of tiles away from their ready hand. Meanwhile, Frisky has picked up the green dragon, so they are 1 away now from from what looks like a pretty decent hand. It's not going to be huge, just the greens, and probably a Ricci by the looks of that. Frisky does have a very low rate. Oh, that's an unusual choice. I think I would have preferred to keep the 5-man there, have the 5, 6, 7 possibility. The 1 bamboo isn't really doing anything in their hand. I wouldn't have thought. But yeah, so meanwhile, the dealer Gwill's still struggling to make any of those shapes come together. Sparrow gets another hand here, another ready tile here, so that puts them 1 away as well. So it looks like a bit of a fight between Frisky and Sparrow, who has chosen to get rid of their 2 bamboos. So they're looking for maybe a little bit of a faster route, maybe potentially looking to open and just go all simples or something like that. Frisky has got himself to a ready hand, looking for the 2-5 bamboo, but hasn't Ricci'd on it. I feel like there's a very good chance that Sparrow's going to deal in here. It's not. Let's see what Frisky does. Yep, slight upgrade. I think the 2 bamboo is going to come out from Sparrow's hand here probably, especially if they manage to improve. It's coming out here, I suspect. So that's going to be a small win for Frisky. That'll put them back level pegging. Not quite level pegging, but it will put them up into 3rd place. Great work from Frisky. We got to wonder if they could have got a little bit more value there, but just staying Dharma for the sneaky little snipe there off of Sparrow. Okay, so in Frisky's dealership, lots of terminals and stuff there, so it's going to be a very slow hand for them. Zombie has a pair of reds, quite a few man tiles, but also some awkward shapes there. Does have a Dora and a friend for it, that's good. Sparrow has a Dora but no friends for it in their hand, and a couple of completed runs, so Sparrow's hand quite fast. And Gwill's a couple of proto shapes, so Gwill's hand could come together quite quickly, but I think it's Sparrow that we need to be looking out for in this particular hand. They've paired up those white dragons as well, so looks like a hand that's only a couple of Shantan away, especially now that they've gone ahead and called. So looking for a small hand, need to decide if they're going to hold the door or not, and they choose to do so for some extra value. Meanwhile, a zombie just picked up another 7-man sitting around the door like that. Probably not incredibly useful, but okay, yes, yep. So Sparrow goes ahead and takes those 5 pins. So he's sitting on the Dora Tunky, just looking for for an 8-man. There are 2 of them left in the wall, so not a terrible possibility of drawing that one themselves. Hard to imagine that they're going to hard to imagine anyone else dealing into it in this situation. Frisky can definitely use an 8-man, but doesn't matter. Sparrow's going to call it himself, get the sumo. 4,000 points is going to put them up into 1st. So good work, Sparrow. We are speeding through this game. Here we are in East 4 already. Sparrow, 27,700 points. So just a narrow lead. Frisky currently in last, Zombie in 3rd place, and with the dealership, pretty okay shapes for Zombie, actually, relatively fast. Looking for some kind of pinfoo or something, but holding that 3-pin is an interesting choice if that's the route they're going. So maybe they're looking at a half flush. We have a double Ricci over there from Frisky, looking for just the 5-pin. There are 3 in the wall, so excellent start for them. Meanwhile, Grill's picking up really nicely there. You have to imagine that hand's going to be a little bit slow against a double Ricci, but in this sort of situation, you can sort of expect that there's probably not a... Well, how do you defend against a double Ricci, right? You have almost no information, and the chances are good that it's not a particularly big hand, and indeed it's not. It's literally just the double Ricci 2 Han hand, so... So yeah, Frisky just needs to hope to draw that again, but we're going to see yet another very small hand here in this particular, if Frisky can get that one home. Meanwhile, Zombie getting closer to their full flush here, coming together very nicely indeed, actually. They're they're one away from ready hand, but they've chosen to Ricci on the half flush, waiting for the last red dragon, which is already gone. So not a very good Ricci from Zombie there. They're going to lock themselves out, but they do look scary. Which maybe, on their dealership is not a terrible option. See if they can just cause Sparrow and Ghouls to fold here. But I really would have liked to see them holding out for a Yeah, would have loved to see them holding out for a full flush on their dealership. That would have been absolutely enormous there. Unfortunate for them. So just got a little bit excited with the button, I think, with the hand coming together so quickly, and probably jumped the gun on that one a little bit. It's a real pity because that's a lovely, lovely looking hand there with any man tile like that 3, for example, would have been absolutely perfect to get them. Just an enormous weight on that one. Meanwhile, Frisky picks the red 5 there, so they're going to have 4 Han. Big Mungun there to put them up into first place. Zombie is going to get the dealer punch in the nose, so they're going to be down into last. After the loss of that Ricci tile there, so that's unfortunate. So going into South 1, scores all extremely close together. Sparrow just very slightly positive. Frisky is 5,000 points ahead of him, and Gwills and Zombie still very, very much in with a shot. Sparrow as the dealer here has a pair of Souths, which is very nice. Has a 6 bamboo Dora as well. So some okay shapes forming up for Sparrow. Just need to try and confirm those. Meanwhile, Gwill's hand really nice. They've got the 456, including the Dora, in the bamboo. They've got a 135 pin shape, which can come together really quickly. They've got a pair of 9s and a couple of other good proto shapes going on in the man tiles. So one imagines a relatively quick hand that could potentially be Pinfu there for them as well. No, probably won't be Pinfu, but could be relatively quick and have some degree of value here. Sparrow trying to speed up their hand, grabbing the Souths, grabbing the 1s, just looking to get towards a bit of a quick nothing hand. It will be 2 Han though, 3 Han I guess with that extra red Dora. So just looking to go fast. Really good choice for them. Hold on to their dealership, and in a low scoring game like this, that a win with 3 Han as the dealer, or 2 or 3 Han with the dealer is going to be enough to get you into a really good position. So Sparrow just slightly improving their hand there, so they've got options now. They can call the 1 or the 7 as pawns, or they can pick up the 5 or the 8 bamboo, or the 4 or the 7 man. So lots and lots of opportunities there for Sparrow to get themselves to a ready hand. Zombie's hand still a little bit slow, a couple of Shanten away, and not very enormous, but they do have 1 door locked in. Everyone except Frisky here has Doras in this case. Yep, so Grill's still struggling to get it together. That's the ready hand for Frisky, I think, and they do choose to Ricci. So they'll be looking at, I think, they'll be looking at the 2 pairs, 6 or 7. No, they choose to go with the 6. So they're looking on just the 7 man. I don't think that was the correct weight. Getting rid of the 7 would have allowed them the Pinfu weight on the 6-9, which would have been better. Or they could have got rid of the 8 and weighed on the 2 pairs on the 6-7. So I think just isolating themselves to just weight on the 7. It does lock in all simples. But you're giving away Pinfu, you're giving away possible winning tiles. So not convinced that's an excellent option unless they see something that I don't, which, frankly, is very possible. I don't claim to be a Mahjong expert here. Okay, Zombie's hand. They've got one of those 7-man sitting around. There's only 1 left in the wall because of that. But Zombie seems to be able to use that 7 really quite well. They're picking up well in the man tiles, so their hand coming along quite nicely to something that looks like all simples. Sparrow has now got themselves to their ready hand, so they're looking for a 4 or a 7 bamboo to get out. There is 1 7, no 7s available, and 1 4, but they are for a 10 on that 4, having discarded it. So they're changing their weight here, looking for a 5-8 now. 5-8 bamboo, still relatively dead, although there are some available. Frisky's holding at least 1. Gwills is holding a couple. So and Zombie wants those 5-8s. So I don't think Sparrow's going to get out with this hand, but at least they have the vague possibility of it if something goes really nicely for them. Say Frisky picks up a 2-5 or something like that. It could happen. There's a world where Sparrow makes his hand, but they're probably just looking at Tempai at this point. Gwill's still 1 away. But their hand, I mean, still coming together slowly, but I don't think they're going to be willing to throw those bamboo tiles. And sure enough, Frisky does deal in, draws that tile, unfortunately, forced to deal in there. But Sparrow does get head bumped by Zombie, which is probably the best case situation for Frisky. So Sparrow doesn't get the win on that one, although they would have been, I think, no, they wouldn't have been for a 10 anymore. They fixed their for a 10. So but a good head bump from Zombie there gets them some points, puts them back up into third, and very unfortunate for Sparrow to be bumped off of that one. So we move into South 2. Points are still all incredibly close, so everybody's still in this one. Sparrow has a couple of runs formed up already, and the red door next to the 6 bamboo door, so some real possibility for some serious scoring there. Grills once again has got a run with the door in it from the deal, which is really nice. A couple of other good okay proto shapes in there as well, so a hand that could go quickly but probably won't. Frisky also has a couple of proto runs and a pair already worked out, so that's probably the fastest hand we've seen so far there. Meanwhile, Zombie has called to open their hand on the 9 bamboo, so they're relying on the south, but they are going to get that south from Grills. So they are moving quickly. They're going to need some bamboo tiles here, or to draw well in the man tiles to get their hand to a ready position. They're not going to want to discard that 6 bamboo Dora, so they're probably going to need either to draw well or for Frisky to drop them something favourable here in order for Zombie to get some points on the board. Meanwhile, Sparrow, yeah, still fiddling around, picking up, slightly changing around their weights, but still a little while away. Grills has made their ready hand. They've got the pairs, and they've got the rest of the Pinfu shape as well. So we're looking at, no, it's not Pinfu, sorry. It's just, it's not quite even Sanshoku. I wonder if it would have been worth holding on for that. But as the dealer, sometimes you just want to hit that Reachy button. And so they've gone ahead and done that, waiting on the 6 pin. There's 1 in Frisky's hand, and I can't imagine that will come out, but that does mean there's 2 and 3 6 pins live out there in the world. We are not seeing any discards from Grills in pins, but then again, their discards have been very disciplined, so I don't think people are going to read a huge amount into that. I would expect Zombie's going to... yeah, Zombie struggling to find any purchase with a few remaining tiles. It's not going to be easy to defend in that position with not many tiles left in their hand. They do draw 6 bamboo, but 6 pins, sorry, but I suspect they'll keep it. Yes, they do. So 2 6 pins remaining for Gwills. And Frisky manages to sumo there. I didn't even catch that he had a ready hand. Just the 1 Han for the sumo. But when you're in the lead, you take those. So he's taken that. And we move into South 3 with a lead of 5,000 points for Frisky, who had a very good night last night. Big win there. So is on an excellent tear. This hand has 1 confirmed run in it. But the rest of the hand is a little bit slow there, so maybe they're going to look for some dragons to speed that one up, something like that. Zombie, also a little bit of a slow one this time around. Sparrow has quite a quick hand, including a 3 bamboo Dora there. So if they can find something around the Dora, they've got an opportunity to potentially get quite a decent-sized hand. We could be looking at Pinfu, All Simples, Dora. There's even somewhere in there maybe a road to Sanshoku or something like that. 3 triplets in different suits. So possibilities for Sparrow to get a pretty decent hand here. They continue to draw well. They do go ahead and discard the Dora here, so they're looking for Tanyao. Hopefully Tanyao, definitely Pinfu in Sparrow's hand, which will push Frixie off the dealership and give them an opportunity to win, but probably isn't going to get them in first place just after this round unless they draw Uradora really nicely. Gwills has... so I haven't really looked at Gwills' hand yet. A few pairs in there, but nothing to write home about. And this time they don't have... For once, Gwills doesn't have a Dora in this particular situation. Zombie's hand continuing to not do a whole lot. Sparrow regretting some of the choice to throw the 3 bamboo discard, having now picked up the 2 bamboo. But again, that hand is still only 1 away, so still the best of the lot. Frisky with the dealership, having already discarded that east is going to hurt, but there's enough of them out there that's not really not really, wasn't going to get in there anyway. Zombie is still struggling to pick up nice tiles. They haven't had a great run here with their draws generally in this game. I think they've had some pretty okay starting hands, but really struggled to convert them. Will's looking to improve their hand, looking to move it to all simples. I think that's an excellent call. Otherwise, it was really looking like they're going to struggle to find their value. So yes, they're moving to all simples now. Having opened their hand, that's greatly decreasing the value of that hand. They are in 4th place, and I think probably they needed to try and stay close. It does feel slow. They probably needed to rely on staying close and getting some extra points that way. Now they're going to need to find a Dora or something to get some extra value, and I think they're going to struggle to do that. Zombie picks up another South. They have to wonder if they are going to hold the Souths there, so that's going to give them a Yaku here when Grills deals their South to them, which I think they will. Sparrow changing their weight around, but I don't actually think that's a huge improvement. This is now a ready... No, that's not true. Just another unfortunate one for Sparrow. Having just discarded that 4-pin, they now pick up a 5-pin, so the wall is cruel to Sparrow there. If you're right up there, by the way, do give me a shout. Let me know that you're here in the chat. I'm not seeing anyone. I can only assume that's because I'm dropping a huge number of frames, or none of you have seen the message or something like that. But anyway. Okay, Zombie hits the win there, puts themselves up into 2nd place. So grabbing that South worked for them. They got the double South and they got the red 5 there. So not a big hand, but 3 Han in the context of this game is really quite big. We've only seen the one Mungan after all. So going into South 4, Zombie is 2,500 points or so, just under 3,000 points behind Frisky, who has a pair of white dragons, so we'll be looking to do something quick and dirty in this hand just to secure the 1st place. Sparrow just another 2,000 points down with a hand that a couple of pairs in there, but doesn't look like it's quite got the value he needs unless he... We're going to need to look for a Ricci there in that hand. Gwills in last place has some pretty decent shapes. It's probably going to fall just a little bit short of the value they need as well, unless they can pick up that... If they pick up the 3 pins, so they've got Pinfu, they've got the Reach Pinfu. They're going to need a little bit more than that, and I'm not really sure where they're going to find it unless they can somehow walk this hand into closed Sanshoku or something like that as well. So a tough ask in a difficult position for Gwills there. If they direct hit someone, say they direct hit Sparrow or something like that, then maybe there's a possibility of getting themselves out of last place. Meanwhile, the dealer Zombie with possibly the most possibility of winning this game in this position here, has a couple of completed shapes. Going to struggle with the rest of their hand though. Still some orphaned honor tiles and such in their hand. They're going to have to try and work out whether they're going to prioritize speed or wider draws. It looks like they're going to go for the wider draws, just holding the middle tiles. Seems like a good plan in this situation. Grills with some difficult questions ahead of them here. Hard to see how they're going to find the additional value they need here, but I think that Ipeco is going to help. So if they can get the 3-3-4-4-5-5 shape in the bamboo, that's 1 extra Han. That's enough to direct hit someone for a chance of getting a ready hand. So good choice from them. Sparrow just 1 away from a ready hand now, getting themselves into a position to strike. Still a possibility for them. Frisky's hand not moving very much at all. There must be a little bit frustrated there. It's a difficult position to be in, that close to the with a game this close to be this far away. That 6-pin is going to help that situation, but the hand's still a little bit awkward to work with. They're really relying on those white dragons, and we're not seeing the other white dragons just yet. Sparrow with an improvement here, so another road for them, and some extra Han as well, so I feel like Sparrow should be feeling pretty good about this one. Frisky now improving their hand quite well. They're 1 away as well, so there is possibilities on both sides of both in front of us and far away from us on the board here. Zombie still getting closer, and some semi-decent value there as well. We're still not seeing many of those west winds. Zombie has discarded one, but we haven't seen the rest of them out there. So there's some potential some potential value floating around that people are going to need to be wary of. But with the points this close, I feel like everyone's going to be playing really quite aggressively because they're going to be looking to try and scoop first place in this situation. Okay. Frisky electing to throw the 2-pin there and hold the 9 bamboo. That's a really interesting call. Not sure what the 9 bamboo is doing for them. Maybe they've decided they need the 3-pin for their pair, so they may as well just hold it. Frisky drawing that 9-pin is that is death for them now, with Gwills waiting on the 2-pin 9-pin. So they're looking at the 2-pin 9-pin. They've got the Apeco. They're not gonna have much value there. It's just Ricci Peko, but they could also get the self pick. They could also potentially get Ura. There's a road here where Gwills gets enough points at least to get them out of last place. I'm not an amazing calculator of points, but I feel like there are more hopeless situations than the one Gwills has found themselves in there. Frisky definitely at risk with that 9-pin in their hand. I feel like the 2-pin left in the last 2-pin left in Zombie's hand is relatively safe. The last 9-pin is out there on the wall somewhere, so still a possibility for them. Zombie looking for Tempai at this point. I think they're still one away. Yeah, a decent one away. I'm dropping frames all over the place. I'm sorry, my internet is not really up for streaming. But hey, that is the ready hand. Not quite. I think that's... Oh, I was thinking that was a ready hand for Zombie. I think it could have been if they'd kept the 1, 2, 3. No, not quite. Still very awkward. If they'd kept all those pins, I think there was a road there where they found a ready hand. As it is, I think they're going to struggle here with the last couple of tiles. Yes, they do manage to not deal in. But without a ready hand, it's not quite going to be enough points for them, unfortunately. That's going to mean that Frisky walks away with this one at the end. So a small win for Frisky in a really tight game. The only person to get a Mungan in this game, but they managed to bring it home. Gwills, unfortunately, with only 3,000 points for that Tempai, that won't get them out of 4th place. So Zombie holds on to 2nd. I think they'll be pleased for that, although a bit of a missed opportunity there for an opportunity to potentially snipe 1st place, and Sparrow, just their hand never quite made it there at the end when they really needed it to, so unfortunate for them. So end of the game, Frisky, who led most of the second half of the game, all the second half of the game actually, never really challenged, managed again to get a bit of a lead and defend it well, so congratulations to them. And Team Richie Fingers, another win for them, really looking quite dangerous at the top of the scoreboard there with another 50 points. I think that's their last 4 games in a row have been 1st places, so we're having a good run there, but it won't last, don't worry. Tile Dreaming there taking the 4th, so that's going to push them down the scoreboard just a little bit. It's going to put them below the Pinfu Pals? No, not quite. So Tile Dreaming still slightly above the Pinfu Pals there. Meanwhile, the free agents get a few points there, drag them up a little bit, and Zombie a few points on their score as well. So a good game all round, I think. Really quite a tight, fast game over the whole thing in 35 minutes. That's really quite quick. But yeah, well, we'll end that one then, and let's go ahead and find ourselves that spectator link again and see if we can find one of the ongoing games, see if one of the other games is still going on. Okay, so let's look at the other games here. We're going to go look at this game between Abraham, Lost My ID, Nikuman, and another player. I'm not entirely certain who that is off the top of my head. Who is this when they're at home? Let's go have a look. Schedule. It is Tanyao Sensation. It's Reika. Okay. It's Reika on there. So we're in... Let's have a look here. We're in South 1. We're going to get rid of the score panel down the bottom here now that it's no longer correct. So we're just... and the score pane, obviously, on the right-hand side is also only going to be continuous from when we see some results here. But we will continue with this game. So Abraham is currently got a pretty decent lead. Well, they've got a pretty decent first place position at the moment with the dealership in South 1, 48,000 points for them. 40,000 points right on their heels here is Raker, who's doing really quite well. And Raker with a few more points there from Gemma dealing in there means that Raker is absolutely hot on the heels of Abraham. Meanwhile, Nikuman with 11,000 points, a long way behind, and Gemma even further behind there, but with their dealership now and an opportunity to catch up. So if we look at the standings on this one, Abraham is in Itsu Anko, who have previously been a very, very strong team, although they're on just outside of the top 8 at the moment with negative 100 points. So a win of this sort of magnitude is going to get them back into finals contention at this point. We're seeing Reika from Tanya Sensation, who are currently in second place. So a very strong team with consistently good results. Good to see them doing well again. Everybody's favorite team, Tanya Sensation. So good to see Reika in the money in this one. We're seeing Gemma from Janken Ron, who are currently where are Janken Ron at the moment? Currently in 11th place, so just slightly below Itsu Anko. So they've got some ground to make up, and so far this one's not going to help them out. And then we have Nikuman from the Crimson Wanderers, who are currently in third place. So second and third currently in the south and west positions, looking for some, looking to reel in the Richie fingers just a little bit, and Abraham looking to drag their team up. So interesting game here, well poised for a good result. So we've seen Reika grab the red dragons. They also have a pair of white dragons, and Nikuman has a white just floating around there. So that's encouraging. Unfortunately for them, Abraham does have a pair of greens, so we're not going to see the mythical 4 big dragons in this case. Are we going to see Reika discard the green here and give up the hope of that? Or are we going to see the meme team hold on to their dreams? Yes, we do indeed see them hold on. Don't let your memes be dreams, Tanya Sensation. Lovely to see. I love the aggressive play out of this team. So we're seeing Nikuman change their hand up just a little bit. Maybe reluctant to throw the white dragon, or maybe just, that would have been an opportunity potentially to get rid of the white here, which they do now. Okay, so I expect we're going to see Reika take that. We don't. So Reika opting to pass the first white dragon here, and maybe looking to not give away their hand quite so quickly. And we are seeing Abraham now 1 away from a half flush, quite a nice half flush. Gemma, with the dealership, does have a Dora and a red Dora as well, and some really nice shapes coming up. So she's 1 away from Richie, Pimfu, Dora 2. Really good position to be in as the dealer. Also a possibility maybe of shoving into an Itsu or something here if she chose to go that way. Which looks like she's shaping up to potentially do that. So she's given up the easy Pimfu weight there for the opportunity to potentially get the Itsu for some extra value, which is just that's a big play from Gemma. You would expect nothing less. So great to see from her. Meanwhile, Reika has picked up the 5-man. They don't really want to discard it. They've got to work out what they're doing. I imagine they're going to stick in the half flush here and get rid of the 7-8 pin. But the 8-man is also a distinct possibility in this situation. Leaves their options a little bit more open. They choose to get rid of the whites. Now that's an interesting choice. I'm not sure what the road is for that, especially now they picked up that pair of greens. I would be all on their big dragons, or at least a small dragon's hand there. So I think that's really unfortunate, especially dragons compared with a flush hand. Or certainly they're worried, and look, they're right to be worried. The man tiles do look very dangerous from Nikuman over here, who is ready, waiting for that last 5, and the south. There is, sorry, not the last 5. There is 1 5 still sitting in the wall. Gemma picking up another bamboo tile, not the one she needs, though. She needs the 2 bamboo here to get to that really nice looking Itsu. Reika picking up another man tile, willing to throw the 7 though, on the back of the 6 and 8 being discarded, so that's good. Gemma opening her hand now, relying on that 2 bamboo to come out. Well, it seems more likely. Oh, it is going to come out here from Nikuman. So, decent win for Gemma. Unfortunately, unable to convert the Ricci Pinfu or anything like that. But really nice to just to realize the danger that was going on from Nikuman there, speed up the hand and get to a situation where they can get the Itsu and bring home 3 Han as the dealer, brings them back into, or they're still in 4th place, but they're really quite competitive with Nikuman there for 3rd, and then they can look at improving their situation from there. So a good situation for Gemma to find themselves in there. A couple of Doras and things floating around, and dragons and stuff floating around in her hand this time as well. So some possibilities for Gemma to rack up even more points on her final dealership here. Nikuman has a little bit bitty there. 1 confirmed shape, but quite a few loose tiles there. 1 Dora is a start there, but probably hands a little bit slow. Reika, again, really nice hard flush possibilities in their hand, and Abraham has some shapes, so some possibilities for Abraham here, but I think Reika is the hand that we want to be looking at, particularly if they keep picking up a couple more tiles here. If we look, there's still a few calls away from a ready hand, but there's a good half flush there. If they were to get this, it would put them in a good position ahead of Abraham, which is always great to see. Okay. Oh, great stream. Thanks, Frisky. Good to see you there. I'm glad someone can see the stream. I was a bit concerned that maybe it wasn't going out at all, and I've just been talking to the void like usual. Anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying the stream. I feel like I'm having a good time, which is the main point, really. So, and congratulations to you on a good win. You take those, absolutely. So, well done. So we're seeing Abraham get to a ready hand quite quickly here, looking for the 1 or the 4 pin to... Oh, no, okay. They're also... Oh, they've got rid of the 1 bamboo there, which I think was their best option to potentially find a pair. But that said, they have traded in for... Oh, that's unfortunate. Just immediately backfires. I'm not quite sure why they're looking to keep the 7 bamboo in this situation. Definitely the weakest card in their hand. But they have managed to turn this hand into all simples now. They're going to struggle with through a 10, though, in this situation. Meanwhile, Gemma is only 1 away from an okay hand here, so has managed to now get themselves to a ready hand, looking for the 9 bamboo and the 5 bamboo. There are 9s loose in Reika's hand and in Nikuman's one. Nikuman could potentially keep it for a Sanshoku, well, they probably won't now, so I think we're probably going to see it out of Nikuman's hand at some point if their hand does progress. I don't think we are going to see it out of Reika's hand, which is really moving in the right direction here. But they do manage to deal into Abraham, who managed to get themselves to a ready hand for just Tanyao. So well done for Abraham there, moving the tempo on. And it turns out to be shutting down really quite a good hand for Reika, so well done to them there. So dealership moves on to South 3. Gemma losing their dealership, so losing any possibility now probably of getting past 3rd, but still absolutely within shooting distance of 3rd place, so Nikuman better watch their back. Meanwhile, Nikuman, some interesting bamboo shapes there. There are potential half flush possibilities, but it's relatively slow given those all those sort of orphaned honor tiles in their hand. Reika, couple of pairs of honors, a completed shape, couple of completed pairs, so a relatively quick hand, but not for much value. But given that they have the last dealership, I don't think they'll mind that situation. Abraham, also a couple of completed shapes, maybe a little bit slow. Again, sitting on 1 Dora, so both Nikuman and Abraham with one of those East Dragon Doras are probably just going to hold them for the extra value for a little while. Whichever one of them blinks and discards at first, it's probably going to be in the best situation looking around. To be honest, but you never know that. You never know that when you look around the table and you don't see any dragons discarded in the East, is always a difficult one to discard, particularly if you're Nikuman. It's going to be a challenge for them, I think. Abraham does have a really quite a nice hand. If they get the 3-man that they need to fill in this pinfoo shape, you have to imagine they will discard this East Dora. But they are ahead, so maybe they're going to want to play it safe. Really interesting situation there. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Raker, meanwhile, has one away as well. Only really the green dragon potential heart in their hand, but the other pair of dragons is in Gemma's hand. So I think we're going to. I think Raker's going to struggle there, particularly if they open that hand. Although I don't expect that they will. Gemma choosing to discard the 7 bamboo there. So I think this is classic Gemma play here, looking for the Sanshoku 6, 7, 8. And again, she discards the 9. So yes, absolutely trying to lock in that 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku shape. So we'll be looking at keeping those greens as a pair. So she's realized they're Mochi Mochi. Or that there's a definite possibility of there being Mochi Mochi, and she'll be looking to discard that 2-pin as long as it looks safe. It does look pretty safe as well as a discard, so Gemma putting herself in a good position to potentially get the point she needs to overtake Nikoman in this situation. But Nikoman is drawing extremely well, so 1-4 bamboo for them will get them a full flush as the dealer, which is huge. They're an awfully long way behind first and second place, of course, but a big flush like that as the dealer, locking in another 12,000 points is gonna, there's possibilities there. But unfortunately, Gemma does deal in to Abraham. Abraham again with another little pin through nothing hand, but the Dora 2 means that the nothing is a slightly bigger nothing than one might fear, and Abraham puts themselves in a good situation here. And again, straight away, pawning the first tile here, looking to go fast. The North is not really getting them out, but it is getting them closer to a finished hand in a world, particularly if they can confirm those the South pawn. So very nasty situation for Gemma here. Looks like they're probably going to take another 4th place. That hand is a little bit slow. Still within Mungan range of Nikoman, but it's hard to see where they're going to get that Mungan in this situation. Just 3 pairs, not much going on in their hand. Nikoman has something pretty fast, only a couple of Shanten away for them. Reika with the dealership has, again, also a nice hand. So 1 away for them from a potentially Ipeco hand or something like that, and maybe an opportunity to turn it into something really quite big. But Abraham, meanwhile, managed to find a pair of whites and then lock them in as an Anko, and then also get the Souths as well. So Abraham drowning in points here looks really scary. I would not expect Reika to play defense against this. Abraham has actually found their ready hand. Choosing to wait on the 5 bamboo instead of the sacred 3. So honestly, I don't think they deserve to win. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. Are they going to wait on the Tunky East? They do choose to wait on the Tunky East for the half flush. So going for the extra points there, Abraham, and also the style points. I said before I didn't think they deserved to win, but now I absolutely do. So one last East wind out there, and if it comes out, it will be dealt in here. Which will bring Abraham home. I imagine they're going to hold that unless they get a 2, 3, 5, or 6 man that improve their weights. I guess there's a possibility of that. Meanwhile, the dealership for Reika here. I mean, their hand is still coming together, just 1 away still, but absolute possibility of bringing in something actually really quite good. They choose not to pawn and try go for the toy route. So here's Abraham's choice. Are they going to go for the better weight, or are they going to go for the Tunky? Is it actually a better... They do choose to go for the better weight. They see that the 3s are gone, however, so they know they're waiting for just the 6-mans. They don't see any 6-mans out there on the table. Nikoman, however, deals in straight away. I'm really surprised to see that come out straight away. It does get punished. So Abraham manages to push themselves up into a really strong first. That's a huge first place for Abraham. And unfortunately for Nikoman, that loss puts them into 4th. They've dropped just below Gemma right at the end there. So -66 for Nikoman. Really unfortunate. But a big win for Abraham and Itsu Anko, who have traditionally been the team to beat. So congratulations to them. Well done. Yeah, huge win for Abraham. Unfortunate for Raker not to be able to reel that one in. Looks like there's some real possibilities there. But I think they'll be Tanyo Sensation will be happy with a strong second place there, I think. So putting them in a good situation. Okay. That's that game done. So with that, I imagine that this entire game, this entire round is done. We'll just get the sheet up and have a look at this. Yes, the scores are just being put in for the other round. With a win for Egmoji from Xianpon, who has had a very good tournament. Egmoji, if we go back to the standings, Egmoji already was on plus 74 at the start of the weekend, so another win there, putting them right up in the top of the table. Just recapping the results for that Hanshan, we saw Frisky with a small win for the Itchy Witchy Fingers, Egmoji with a decent win for Xianpon, and Abraham with a huge win for the Itsu Anko. So if we were to head over to the standings sheet now, we're seeing Tanu Sensation holding on to that second place, slightly further from Itchy Witchy Fingers than they were, but still absolutely within punching distance. We're seeing no one else with any points at all at the moment. But you can see all those teams, everyone all the way down to 12th place, really close. And with these big swings in this tournament, even remember we're less than halfway through the whole tournament, so still lots and lots to play for, and lots of opportunities for everyone to still make the finals, which is the top 8 after the first 8 weeks of the tournament. And here we are coming into the last game of week 4. So I am going to be joining and playing a game shortly over here. He says, hopefully. Yes, okay. So I will be playing myself shortly. I'm going to stream that game as usual. It won't be a commentary game. So if someone else wanted to jump on a stream and do a commentary game somewhere, that would probably be appreciated by everyone else. But if you're watching along and you just want to watch my usual nonsense nattering at myself as I play, you're very welcome to stick around and do that. The game will be beginning in about 5 minutes. First, I'm going to have a little cough, though. Hang on. All right. I reckon that 5 minutes is enough time for me to run and grab myself a glass of water, actually. So I'm going to go do that, take a very short break, and I'll see you back on the stream in a couple of minutes for Game 2 tonight, which is Game 16 of the tournament. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Hang around. Okay. I do need to actually stay on this screen a little bit, or I'm going to get I'm not going to appear like I'm present in the lobby, which is always a little bit awkward. So we'll duck back and forth from the lobby room to the spreadsheet just a little bit as we do a little bit of a quick update there. So let's do that. So if we stick this back up, I think. So this is the scores for the players on this coming table. We have Esrevo from Order of the Sparrow. We have myself from Itchy Richie Fingers. We have KRMJK, Krumjuk JK. I have no idea how you say that. Let's call him Krim from the Tile Dreaming, and ARMA from the Free Agents in this next game. So should be coming on soon. As I said earlier in the first game, sorry, I just as I said in the first game, we are on a 5-minute stream delay, so you will be on the standard delay, same as if you're on a spectator stream. So you may as well stick around and listen to me natter at myself, which I will continue to do presently. And since it's my game now and not just the general stream, let's put my see if we can put my pretty face up here. There we go. How's that? Oh, I'm frozen. There we go. There's my pretty face. So you can have my pretty face up on the stream as well. Professional stream setup as always here. So, in fact, why don't we could try sticking ourselves over here. Is that going to work? I don't know how much of the screen that's going to block. We'll have a bit of a look when the game starts, see if it's probably going to block more than I want it to block. We'll leave our face over here. I know we don't really need our face in the world, but honestly, who can resist? Who can resist this? Honestly. Anyway, so game should be starting any minute now. Looking forward to this one. As you may have noticed, I am currently sitting first place in the tournament, and our team is first place in the tournament. As I've been saying all along, that can't possibly last. I am far and away. I'm a long way away from the strongest player in this tournament. I've just had a really lucky run so far in my first 4 games, but let's see if we can make it a lucky streak of 5, shall we? Yeah, I'm very hopeful. Very hopeful. I don't think I've played against any of these players before. I certainly don't remember playing against any of these players in the past, so I can't really read too much into them, into their playstyles or anything like that. I know we did commentate a game with ARMA. I know I commentated a game with ARMA last week. I honestly don't remember that much about it, so I guess that's good. They didn't devastate me with their skill or anything like that, which I guess for the prospect of playing against them is a good thing. You know what I forgot to do at the start of this stream? It was change the ARMA. What did I? Oh, ARMA Team League. Oh no, that should be fine. Stream information was actually correct. That's good. All right. Games are starting now, so we're gonna get into it. Let's see how we go. Good luck, everyone. Okay, here we go. Okay, I have the east, no, I have the south seat to start with. S-River on my left is a 4-dan in Mahjong Sol, so that's good. Sorry, Mahjong Sol in Tenho. So that's they certainly know how to play. Not that I'm alleging that anyone else doesn't, but they know what they're doing. All right. What have we got? Well, we got ourselves a pair. We've got a nice 2-3-3 shape. We've got a 2-3-4-5, including the 5 Dora, and we've got an east wind that we can potentially use. So some possibilities there, but nothing absolutely enormous. Thankfully, we're seeing some relatively run-of-the-mill discards from everyone so far, so we can feel okay about this, and I'm starting to shiver, so we'll get the heater on and hope that doesn't affect the audio quality too badly. It's kind of cold down here in the cellar where they keep me. Okay, go ahead and get rid of the east wind. We got a pair, run, Run. So potentially our 5 shapes if we can grab the 3 bamboo. Otherwise, there's still some possibilities to upgrade. This 3-man works. So we are coming along. However, we are seeing interesting discards here from Esreva, so we need to expect that they probably are moving. And looking at my hand, they're probably moving faster than I am, or at least similarly fast. We should expect they maybe got something. I'm going to throw this 3 because I do want to make this a run shape if I possibly can. It does reduce my does potentially reduce my efficiency because there's an option to have a triple there maybe, but I feel like I want to just hold on to this 7 and this west as safe tiles against Esreva just for a little while here. I also don't hate this 1-2 as safe tiles potentially with this early 4 discard. There's possibilities there for safe tiles if I need them. So we are a couple of ways still, but still only really looks like Esreva is the only one making moves. These guys both relatively quiet. Thinking about this one does change their hand. But my hand is coming together. We'll go ahead and get rid of this 5, which maybe I should have thought about getting rid of the 1-2. I kind of like the 1-2 for some reason, though. I don't know why. Shouldn't. It's not a great thing to have in your hand. Okay, the 9. I'm going to go with the 9. Okay. So we're seeing lots of man tiles, all sorts of tiles actually coming out of Esreva here. They're possibly building something pretty good. I don't really have much of a read on that at all. Alright, green is a safe tile. Completely safe tile. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the 1-2 here. So I'm reducing the reliance on the 3, so I only need 1, right, for this 3-6 shape, and I don't need to worry about getting 2 of them, you know, with the 1-2 as well. And I'm holding the green as a safe tile instead of the 1-2, which was dubiously safe at the best of times. We still have a few decent safe tiles in some ways. This 3-pin I don't love as a safe tile. I have discarded it before. We have just seen the 1 out of this hand, but it could be a problem. I do have the 2s down here as safes if I need them. Green and the red are safe. Doesn't really feel like this hand is going anywhere amazing. Still starting to see some middle discards from these guys, so everyone's hand's coming together, and mine is really a little bit stuck in the mud at this point. Let's try it. Okay, we got away with the 3 there, so there's still an option to... I'm going to actually open this no call up because I think I might be looking to call just to get Tempai. I feel like there's not that many tiles left that I want in this world. 3 is safe from these 2 guys. 6 is safe over here. No, I'm going to go with the 3. Feels like a safe tile overall, given that we don't really know where the threat is on this table. We're not seeing any of the Dora at all, so there's some potential value out there on the table, and it's not in our hand. We're seeing some there. Okay, we'll go with the green now, the guaranteed safe tile. This is Dora Suji, which I don't love, and this is Dora. So neither of those are fantastic discards at this point, this late in the game, especially with this Esreva probably only getting themselves to Tempai, but could absolutely be getting themselves to a ready hand here, so that is awkward. I do have a ready hand, potentially, so Tempai if I can afford to discard the 2 bamboo, but I think discretion is the better part of valor here. We're going to opt not to, hope to be able to chi the 1, 4, 6, 3, 6 bamboo here. No, we don't get them, and we don't see that, so we may have given ourselves away some points there. But I think probably better to play it safe. The ready hand, yeah, they were looking for the 3 bamboo, so I wouldn't have dealt in there. And giving Esreva some points, never great. But hey, it's only 1,000 points. You can afford to give away this away sometime just to be extra safe. Playing unusually cautious tonight. It's unlike me. I'll probably step it up at some point, but that hand didn't really feel like it was worth fighting for. Okay, so we have a one pin Dora without any friends. Some okay shapes in the man, pair in the fives. Bit of a hodgepodge of a hand, really. Hard to see where we're finding value in this one. Southwind is mine. Yeah, don't know what I'm doing with this one. Bit of an all over the place hand. We'll just wait and see if it comes together a little bit with a pair. We can get the 7. Now we've got to work out what to do with this Dora. If we're not going to use it, we need to discard it really quickly. And at the moment, we've only got we've got 4 potential shapes without it. So if we get another one with the south or the white or the red, I think we need to look at discarding this bamboo really quickly. I might regret throwing that 1 if this Itsu comes together. I'm going to go ahead and discard this 1 now and trust that I'm not going to draw more. So the possibility here is to find some kind of Pinfu or something, which with this in here, yeah. Hey, they can't all be winners. They can't all be winners. Okay, 5 is good. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the red and the white before my south, because the south is only good to me, whereas the red and the white could potentially be Yaku for other people, so always like to hold that south just a little bit longer than those other random honors. Yeah, so I'm walking this hand towards a Tanyao, an all simples hand. It's not going to be a particularly big one. I wouldn't look to open it, I wouldn't have thought. I've got no other value in here, and there's no real reason opening myself up to additional risk for that, so we'll keep this hand closed, just see where it walks to. Red's looking very safe. 9-man, we haven't seen any of yet, but probably a pretty okay discard. Lots of middle man tiles discarded here by Esreba, so could be a strong pin hand. Sorry, could be a strong bamboo hand, maybe, or okay, with a reach early. I'm feeling like probably a bamboo hand. I do want to try and play as safe as I can from that. I have no reason to fight this. I don't have anything going in this hand, so we're going to play it safe. Hopefully, ARMA's going to jump in for us here and take the lead off his Reva if at all possible. We don't want to see one player getting further ahead of us here, so we're looking for ARMA to ideally hit Esreva directly. That would be the perfect outcome for us here. We do have a safe tile here with the north, which is super safe from both of these guys. I've got to find some other safes if we can. Where are we going to go with safe? We've got this 4-man, which is safe on our left. I guess that's where we go. Could be dealing into ARMA. We're not in this case. We're seeing 2 3/8, so the 9 is not truly awful. Other tile that's not truly awful is this 1. But nothing is amazing here. Okay, there's a 4. That's good. That's a good old honest Genbutsu tile, which is good. That's what we like to see. There's a world where we can call and get to Tempai here, but I don't think the world is one where I live in today. Okay, there's the 7. So some safe tiles coming out for us. That's very nice. We like to see that. Yeah, so I think we should be at it. We should be fine to get to the end of the wall here, probably, which is lovely. We might even be able to find a Tempai, you know, if we're really sneaky. We're still not seeing the 9, 8, 8, 8, 8, 3/8. This 9 is 3/8, 2 7s. Feel like this 9 is probably safe. This 2 is safe. Let's go ahead and we'll make a call if we get a tile that gets us to Tempai, because there's a possibility here of a sneaky little Tanyao. Okay, 9 is discarded. So there's the sneaky little Dharma. Unfortunately, I am for a 10. Oh, because I threw the 6-pin. I threw the 6-man earlier. Okay, cool. Well, that happens. That's a deal in though. So Dealer does manage to secure themselves some more points there. Esreva, ARMA falling a little bit more behind. So, yep. Well, that's why we were playing defense there, because that looked not particularly pleasant. As it was just a 2-pair weight. But I think we were right to be wary. We didn't know what that was going to be. There was a red 5 in there. Could easily have held out for something a little bit stronger there, I reckon. So, okay, pair of norths is not doing much for me. We've got some other three other pairs in here though. So this could be Toy Toy. We do have a Dora here. It could be 7 pairs hand. Get another Dora, and there's definite possibilities on the table here. Bit of a wait and see hand, though. I don't think it's one we're going to want to open unless we see another shape real quick. Yeah, so the 5. I mean, look, open it for the Tempai, sort of locking us into a Toy shape when we're at least a shape down on that is a little bit awkward. Don't really want to have to do that unless I really do have to. I'm going to hold this 7, which is again puts through the 4, and I throw in heaps of Mantar. So if we come to a pairs hand, and I can wait on this 7, that's going to be a sneaky little number. We're probably going to go ahead, look to build a pairs hand. Oh, the 5 is also got some interesting Suji opportunities. So we're gonna build sneaky little Suji traps into here and hope for either a pairs or a Toy hand to just fall into our laps. Just play a little sneaky. We can keep this 1 as a safe-ish tile. There's a 7. Oh. Okay. Okay. Does Esreva want the east? No? Okay. Crim wants the east. Okay, so we're 1 away from a 7 pairs hand. We do have the opportunity to potentially go Toy. We're not gonna. So we're gonna go reach here, looking for the 5 man. There's only 2 of them out there, but it is a nice little Suji trap for me here, and it's gonna be reach. I did reach on the Dora, by the way. I completely forgot that was the Dora. Whoops. That's a bit clumsy, but anyway, it's gonna be reach. 2 pairs and then reach all pairs and then Dora 2. So not a bad little Mangum with the opportunity of getting Hanuman with the self pick or the Uro or something. So not a bad little thing if my Suji trap works, which I gotta say I feel okay about here. Just reconfirming the Suji trap here by ditching more 8s and 2s. That's good. That's fine. Just gotta hope these guys rely on Suji more than they should. I feel like Krim is probably the guy that's going to deal in for me here. I mean, look, when I'm Ricci and there's more potential Ura down there, that's good. It's not really exactly, it'd be nice to just drop into extra Dora, but the Dora are nice. We'll take them. We're seeing all the 2s and 8s are dead now here, so it's the 5 man. There's still only 2 of them out there. But they really feel like they could come out. It doesn't really feel like anyone wants them. Yeah, the 6. So that one's not safe to me, but still happy to discard it. So I feel like the 5 should come. I really feel like the 5 ought to come if I don't deal in, which there's distinct possibility, right? This could actually be a really savage hand. This could really hurt. But I feel like I've got an okay chance at hitting the lead here, or at least hitting pretty close to the lead here. That is the problem with a pairs hand. You spend a lot of time waiting. Ooh, Dora discard. Esreva opts not to go for it. Oh, and opts to discard it. Okay, yeah. So ARMA was actually the one waiting for it there. For everyone's hands being forced a little here. Everyone pushing to Tempai. Oh, hello. Someone didn't take the 3 man there. So that probably means Esreva is holding the sort of tiles that I want, which is frustrating. If given that so many of the 1s and 2s are gone, that probably means they either have a whole bunch of 3s or they've got the 4-5. Come on, hit me the 5. No, not gonna happen. Oh well, we got the last tile draw that we can potentially get here. That'd be nice. We can get it on the last tile. No, didn't get it. Okay, everyone's Toy, and no one who is Toy had my tile. So Esreva holding my tile. Annoying. Say Toy, I mean, ready. Tempai. Gosh, brains are hard. Okay, we do have a Dora here. We've got some other 1s as well, but yeah. We got the east. but nothing particularly quick here at all. It's good value in the middle though, with all those with the ARMA there and the my reach stick as well. So we do want to look to try and clean this hand up if we can, nice and quickly would be good. Not really an excellent route for doing that unless we can draw another east and then someone will deal in for us, which I don't love my chances. I don't love my chances. It seems like people have been pretty conservative. Although there comes an east, so I don't know, maybe. There's maybe an Itsu here as well as a possibility, so that's good. Gonna just hold the man tiles for a little bit. I think I'm probably going to want to get rid of this and just rely on Itsu. But I just hold it for just a little while, just in case something comes together there. I feel like this is too far away to be looking at half flush, especially with the Dora sitting here. Kind of like to get the Dora and find another pair somewhere. Okay, I literally just turned off the heater because I felt like it was getting warm and I'm immediately cold, so that shows you my general headspace. Okay, pair of the Dora is lovely. That's what we want. So let's go ahead and just try and find a finished hand here. We've got 2 completed runs and a pair and some junk. So we could potentially get to a ready hand, but not as quickly as all that. Esreva Sumo's on my dealership, pushing me down, grading all those points in the middle. Frustrating. So I'm still sitting in third going to East 3. Esreva got a bit of a lead on me here. Nothing we can't reel in, however. We do have Doras. Dora again. Again, the ones, the Doras. Such a frustrating Dora to have. I'm looking at these 1, 2, 3s though. This is a Chanter hand. This is 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9s everywhere. Bit of a building straight for Chanter, always a bit of a dubious option, but here it is coming together. Unfortunately, not the Sanshoku end of it, big with the 7, 8, 9s confirmed, so I'm going to have to turn one of these 1, 2s into, at least one of these 1, 2s into a pair, but still, not bad, not bad. Probably going to look to open though. Depends. No, probably not. Probably not worth opening. It's so much extra value here if I can keep this thing closed. Interesting discards from ARMA starting out. Probably has an interesting hand. Need to keep an eye on that. Must feel unfortunate here for Krem. They grabbed that green really quickly, but here they are discarding whites and reds, so I don't know. Could be something going on there. Esreva's grabbed my east, so they're also moving. I'm a little bit stuck in the mud, and I'm always going to be with a Chanter kind of hand, like it's just necessarily slow. I've locked myself into it a bit here now, though, so I've just got to commit. How do I feel about following the west into this guy who's moving? I don't actually love that. I don't love it. I'm the north. Could still hold the west and then get rid of the 1, 2 or something potentially here. And this 1, 2 is pretty safe. I don't really want to discard the west unless I see one come out, because I feel like this is the sort of hand where Esreva has maybe a half flush, maybe just like, maybe just some extra value down there. 2's just come out, probably safe, and besides, I really want the pair of this one. Okay, there's that west. So we'll go with the pair of wests. Looking for the 3s. Just not enough value to really consider opening this, unfortunately. Or maybe there is, because there's not that much for reaching it. If we were to grab a 3, it's only a couple of harm, but it's something that would get us up into second. Maybe confirming second is going to be worthwhile in this situation. How do we feel about discarding this 4-man? It came out of here. It's not amazing. But it's probably not a disaster. And it turns out not to have been a disaster, so that's good. Okay, Krem does have a finished hand there. Oh, with a couple of Dora as well. So Mungan for Crim off ARMA makes first and second both actually quite a long way ahead of me now. So I've got some ground to make up. It's only about 10,000 points, but East 4, so there's still opportunities, still have another dealership. We can do this. Crim is from Tile Dreaming, who are one of the top teams so far in the tournament. So I should note the scores there, the team scores on the board in front of you. I believe are the scores at the beginning of today. I didn't update them before my game. I don't think so. They have moved no, sorry, they're the individual scores, aren't they? They're people's individual scores rather than the team scores. There's an empty gap there where I intended to put the team scores and completely forgot to do that. That's why that's how it is. Okay, we have a Dora here. 1-2s again. The 1-2s again. Do we trust in the 1-2s? I'm not going to trust completely in the 1-2s, but I am going to discard the 3s and make the 4 my pair. So there's an opportunity here where if I grab one of the 3s, I can get the quick reachy off. Otherwise, I can look to potentially improve these a little. Crim's got an interesting decision over there. Reachy from his river, frustrating as ever. Okay, we do have some safe tiles from there, and we don't have huge amount of value. Feels like a fold to me. I think this is a fold. I think this is fine. I'm happy to let Crim and Ezra fight this out a little bit, but I don't want to fall further behind. Happy to let the dealership move on here and try to claw it back later on my dealership or something. Less than ideal, but got to do what you got to do. Too far away, too brittle here to try and push this one. And we're getting given lots of nice safe tiles as well, so that's friendly. Yeah, well, it is technically a ready hand, isn't it? Don't love to reach on that, though. I could just draw this 3 bamboo, that'd be fine. I don't need to chase this reach. If I were to draw the 5 bamboo, so I'd be waiting on the 3-6, I'd be fine with discarding the 2 and running my chances here. The 9 is a safe tile, so we'll stick to the same plan here. Just don't really feel like this one's worth pushing off. I do draw a 2. No, we'll just sumo it. That's fine. Cool. So sumo draw a 2 could have been bigger, but you take those. You take those. Wonder if I should have. No, I don't think so. I feel okay about that one. Could have been more aggressive. Chose not to. Have been rewarded here with a really nice hand, though. This is great. So pair of whites, pair of ones, set of 3s. The ones being the Dora as well. So this is the sort of hand that can absolutely set you up for life if you don't very quickly discard this without stopping to see what the first tile you draw is. Probably isn't helping my situation. Going to slow me down a little bit there. There was an opportunity to be faster than I am. However, look at this Dora 3 sitting in my hand. Super nice. Super nice. If we can bring this one home, we're going to be in a really nice situation. Just looking to go fast here. Grab the whites, just like Ezreba's got the east, and hope we can go faster than they can. We've got these 2 confirmed anchors, but apart from that, hand doesn't really have anything. But we just got some middle tiles. Just got to rely on drawing what we need. Like that 4 is great. Okay. So 3-6 man will get us there. We could, or just like find another pin and get to a ready hand. Either way would be really nice. 8's probably not going to do it for us. But yeah, so this has come together surprisingly quickly, surprisingly nicely. We have just honestly, in the situations where we've had big hands, we've just had really nice draws so far in this tournament. Because this is a ready hand waiting on the 3 pin, which is a discard already from Esreva, so I feel okay about that. Obviously, there's only 3 of them out there. Hard to know. Not going to take the Khan on that. I've got enough value. I've got 4 Han here, so I don't need to increase this. Like getting to 5 Han, still only Mangan, and makes me look super scary, and suddenly everyone's backing off. Okay, this is an improvement because this is the 1 pin and then the 3-6 as well. There's only 1 3 out there, but it definitely feels like an improvement. Still feels like a good thing to have against this. I am going to be pushing this against this reach. I'm not going to care. Could hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me no more. What is Dora? Baby, don't hurt me. Hey, okay, that's the deal in, and it's from the person we want to deal in as well. So that's an excellent situation there. We hit the Dora, we hit the lead. Very, very nice. Okay. So not a particularly comfortable lead, but a good situation to be sitting in coming into South 2. We have a Dora here again, sitting by itself, maybe a good candidate for an early discard. We've got a pair of 1s and a 1 and a 2 3 4 run, and a couple of dragons floating around. So could turn into a half flush. Could just turn into, you know, a couple of Dora in the hand and just a Yaku and the dragons. Kind of, that feels like the route that I want to take this one, with some okay shapes down here maybe. Just we'll wait and see where this one goes. I feel like I'm going to discard the man tiles, just trying to improve my shapes with the tiles I've already got here at the moment. That'll do. Well, it's not really an improvement, is it? Oh no, that's the Dora. Why are you discarding that, you fool? Okay. That was a no-brain moment. We did get away with it though. So I guess my subconscious thinks we're going for a half flush here. Are we going for a half flush here? It's going to be extremely obvious if we do. South is not... one of the Souths is gone, one of the greens is gone. White and the red are still alive, 2 of the greens are gone. It's going to be a bit of a force. I feel like we're going to struggle with this. Might not be a terrible way to hold some safe tiles though, so maybe we'll just look to force a half flush on this one, just see what happens. We don't need to force that hard. If we can pair up the whites or the reds or the Souths, then we have a road. Oh, there's another one of those Doras. See, that's why we wanted to hold them, because that would have been such a nice thing to have as a bit of a no-brain moment. That one, feeling a bit silly about that. Yeah, that's not how you play a good game of mahjong right there. It's just you got to turn your brain on just a little bit every now and then, you know. Well, another 4 suggests that we are going the half flush route. To me, I think we can call a 4 or a 1 now for 3 shapes in the pins easy. Then we got to find 1 around the 8 and 1 around one of these special tiles that we've got here. The Souths, these are the only 2 Souths left in the world. There's no greens left in the world. We're just holding it as a safe tile. But if we can get the white or the red, or something around the white or the red, or something around this 8, we're in business. Unfortunately, we have a reach across the table from Krim, who is our nearest opponent at this point. We're probably just gonna have to respect that and hope to claw back anything they do win. Don't want to deal into that in their putts, so when in doubt, avoid a putts. Okay, Arma's chasing, so ideal case here is Krim dealing into Arma. That would be exactly what I want. So let's have that, thank you, that would be great. Good safe discard there from Esreva. One I don't have, I'm not drowning in safe tiles. The Souths, oh sorry, the Souths are safe, of course, yes. Souths are safe, so that's where we'll go. Absolutely fold this hand 100% and just let these guys fight it out and hope that Arma is the winner, because that is, well, ideally not on a sumo either, because I don't really want to get punched myself, but we'd take it. Unfortunately, Krim sumos with a very good hand, actually, really quite nice. So thankfully didn't hit any Uradora, but that's going to put them with a solid lead on me there. So solid lead on there, hitting me down with the sumo as well, which is rough. We're going to pawn that. We're going to... claw back a few points. Is that the right call? Maybe that's not the right call. Yeah, I hate having my dealership stripped away from me like that. So rubbish. But if you're not going to force, it's going to happen. Okay. We've got this 9 Dora, so I'm sort of thinking, well, if we jam, you know, we can jam the 4s, we can jam one of these, get something around the 9, like this. There's a road here where we get something okay. Get something worth enough to get us close to Crim, right? And then like a sumo might get us there. I don't really want to open for the 4, because I want to keep open the possibility of Chanter. If I wanted to keep open the possibility of Chanter, why did I throw the 7-9? That is an excellent question, I see you asking. Because I'm not very good at this game. Oh, now I've got the 8 as well. Nah. Blah. Honestly, not my finest game tonight, is it? Not my finest game. South is the current win of the round. Worth a hold, I think. Worth holding. We're seeing a reach from ARMA, who has the deal. Would like to respect that. Don't have a lot to defend against it. Just this 3-man. Oh, and these 4s, actually. So I do actually have quite a bit to defend against it. So let's go ahead and do that. There's no point fighting ARMA. Hopefully Crim deals in. Come on, buddy. Deal in for me. Look, if he's going to keep finding me safe tiles and risking potentially dealing in, I am okay with that. Yes, River. Potentially struggling to find safe tiles. I got mounds of safe tiles. Come on, deal in, buddy. That's not how you deal in. Come on, try harder. Yes, River's thinking hard. Yep. Found me another safe tile though, so that's good. I can play this one really quite safe, thankfully. It's a really nice situation to be in. Feels like both of my direct opponents here are struggling a little bit to find safe tiles. And they keep finding me even more safe tiles, so that's a good situation for me to be in, just lurking around here. I don't have to do much. More safe tiles. How have they not dealt in yet? That's what I want to know. How have they not found a way to deal in yet? Either of them. They're just throwing stuff all over the place. Maybe they've got much better reads than I do. Maybe. It wouldn't be the first time. Still got these 2s and 4s, so I'm very safe. Still throwing wild tiles, absolutely. There's just huge pushes coming in from these guys. Love to see it. I mean, just Crim obviously chasing something really nice. I hope it's good over there. Bit disappointed to see him not dealing in, putting me in a good situation in this game, but I got to respect the hustle. It's really impressive. We have seen the 9 discard now, so I've got a final safe tile there. Grim's last chance to deal in, doesn't find it. Disappointing. Okay. So ARMA was waiting on the 7-pin, which was no way that was coming out of my hand. Okay. Well, that situation doesn't hurt us. There are points in the middle for the taking if we can go fast. And this hand, it's not fast, but hey, there's an Anko in it. It's not the end of the world. We don't have the 3 bamboo Dora to deal with, but we do have a couple of red Doras, which would be nice to work into this hand somehow. Gonna be slightly awkward. 3 okay shape. Yeah, slightly awkward weights all round. Maybe I might even upgrade that from slightly awkward to really quite awkward shapes. If it comes together, that'll be great. But I'm not in a situation where I can force it to be toy just yet. If I can draw another 5 bamboo, I could just say bugger it and just like try and slam the toy. But there would be an outside chance for that one, I think. Toy for Mungum would be great. South's just been discarded. Fine. Red has not been discarded, but I don't like it as much as anything in my hand, so let's see who wants it. No one wants it. Great. Hmm. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1. Pair of fives. Look, there's a reach in here somewhere. There's a reach in here somewhere. It's not the world's most impressive reachy. But you don't need to be impressive if you can get the points on the table. There's not that much between me and Krim. If I can get even close in this hand, I'll be feeling okay about it. Probably locking in second place at least and giving myself a decent chance to push for first. Okay, there's that pair of fives we were talking about earlier. Still don't really think I can open this. But there's options for Ricci if we can get there. Okay. Krim making a move. Very difficult to see what that might be for, though. Just Tanyao. They do have the leadership. They do have the lead. Could be Sanchoku. I don't know. Just drawn the 3 that they just discarded. Oh gosh. Pairs, my lord. Alright. We're looking for Sun Uncle. We're looking for Sun Uncle. We need another one of these 5s or 9s. They're all available. We just need to draw one and then reach and then hope to self-pick. If we get the 6, we'll reach anyway, but... Everyone's live here. Feels like these guys are moving. Okay, ARMA hits... ARMA hits its Rever. Look, that doesn't change the table situation for me that much. I really needed someone to hit Krim. That's annoying. I felt like I had some value I could have potentially wrung out of that one, but it was always going to be just a little bit too slow, and so it proved to be. So once again, we're done sitting on a bunch of 1s. It is this Hanchan has been about the 1s, and I haven't made amazing use of them, I don't think. We got a 4, 5, 6 locked in here. We got a 4, 5 down here. We got a couple of proto runs that are a bit dodgy, and a red dragon sitting by itself. No Doras. Not a good hand. Not a good hand. We'll go ahead and just try and like force Toy out of it, but with very few middle tiles, it's going to be a slow. It's going to be a slow burn. This one. Discarding the wins that aren't useful. Okay, another pair. That's fine. This one. So there's not much in the way of value in the middle of the table. I need to would really like to get something approaching Mungan, and I don't really think this hand has got it in it. Is my wind? I am going to hold that for a little while. There's enough of them out there that I could potentially find something. I'm not going to hold it that long. If I get the 7 here, like, you know, just sit on it for a little while, see if we can potentially find a road. Okay, another one is great. Okay. I'm going to open this. I am going to grab the last north and just going to get one Han. It's so rubbish. That's not worth doing. One Han is not enough. I need... Well, okay. What one Han does is gives me just a little bit of room from ARMA. Right? A little bit of room from ARMA to potentially lock in a third. Sorry, lock in a second. Well, like, you know, give myself just a little bit of breathing room to lock in a second. But it doesn't... It's not... It doesn't give me the... It doesn't give me the push for first. I think I've got to take it if it comes because the Norths and these nines are now locked out. I feel like I've got to... That's a Dora. I've got to hold that. Okay, okay, we're changing this up. We're gonna get something around this door. A little bit of extra value, a lot slower. Who wants it? Grims wants it. Yeah, it's an awkward one. Very awkward one. Just not quite going the way we want it to here. We really need like a 4 or a 6 pin is the ideal thing to drop into our hand. And we are going to have to open for that last north if we see it. It's, that's not good news. That's a frustrating thing to drop in here. So this 5 is the weakest tile in my hand. I'm going to be dropping my wins to try and get to a Toy Toy with a potentially Peiko in it, a couple of Doras. Yeah. It's getting dodgy. It's getting dodgy. And Krim, unfortunately, gets a little bit more value there, pushing him further and further ahead of me. It does put ARMA down, so the second place looks okay. This is a weak second place, however. It's worth pushing this to try and grab first if I can. With this hand, though, I'm not really seeing it. Not really seeing it. So we need to direct hit Krim from Manga. Basically, we're 12,000 points down on him. I mean, he has thrown quite aggressively in this game. Feels like he might potentially like try and push. If I can get a Ricci on, I can sort of imagine that maybe he's the kind of player that would try and would try and just like push to get out of it. Maybe in their final dealership. I don't know. Yeah, haven't seen them play super conservatively so far, so I think that's probably a point in my favor. But we are going to struggle to find Mangan's worth of value here. Even if we find Tanyao Simples, we're going to need some red Doras or something. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a hard road from here. Might have to just satisfy ourselves with second place, which is frustrating. I mean, look, we take second place, positive points is good, but we've got 3 pairs, so I guess there's still a road. We can get a 4th one. Maybe there's a Sun Uncle possibility. Dealer's just grabbed the East. Maybe Ilkana give us some points. Okay, now I'm giving him some points. That's not great. Don't know what they want. Got some awkward middle tiles I need to discard. This is getting a little bit awkward. Could potentially be feeding them here. At some point I'm going to need to just shut down and just sit for second, but they're just going to rack up the points. They're just going to rack up the perks on first. It doesn't necessarily hurt me that much, but need to think about maybe just playing this one a little safe. Which is annoying because I'd really like to push them, but they've already got 2 Han at least there, and potentially quite a lot more than that. We still haven't seen any Dora either, so okay, that's getting spicy. That's getting spicy up there. That's runaway territory right there. How badly do we want to run away? Do we want to just full on fold? Like fold those 4 pins? How ready do you think this hand is? I don't love this. I don't love this. I'm going to fold. Okay. S-Rever pushing. I got a pair of Souths. I got nothing safe to S-Rever. Fours. No, dude. Fours are good. Fours are good. Fours were safe over here, and they're safe here. This fours are good. We are just bailing out of this. Okay, that's a Ron. It's pretty damn big. That's gonna hurt. Holy moly, dealer Baiman for Krim. That's huge. Armor in the negative. That's so unfortunate for them. They've had such a good game. Well, they've had a pretty strong game up to that point, and they don't deserve that sort of that sort of point total. They've played a lot better than that, I think. Okay, this does put Krim out of my shooting distance now. I can't realistically hit that for so I don't really need to worry about trying to win this game anymore. I can just play for second, which seems relatively likely unless I deal into Ezrever. So I can look to just get some points on the table just to increase my general tournament score and not worry about the whole game situation too much. It's not it's not an uncomfortable place to be. Unfortunately, Krim is just going to be pushing, just racking up the points. And they are in one of the other teams that's right up there in the terms of the points in the tournament. So I don't want to let them do that. That's not in my interest at all. I want to be trying to shut him down before he gets too much progress. Maybe we're looking at half flush here. There's quite a few bamboos thrown. Maybe I don't know. Could be anything, right? There's really no way to know what they're looking for here. I'm still a reasonable way away from a hand. I think I need to go discard this 3/6. I'm not sure how I feel about them as discards, but the more bamboos come out here, the more I'm like, well, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. So should we just be taking the red? So if we get the reds here, we've got reds, we've got 2 Doras down here. I think that's enough. We just take 3 Han, get out of this Hanchan with a slightly disappointing but reasonable second place. That's okay. Well, that's an acceptable outcome in this Hanchan. Krim, however, still pushing lots of calls, so they must be probably pretty close to their ready hand, I reckon. Kind of do want that one, but I don't think I really want to open this hand for anything less than the red, which is annoying. Don't completely love the 2 as a discard either. I mean, look, no idea what he's waiting for. Could be absolutely anything. But I would prefer to stay to the vaguely safe-ish tiles. There's the red. Let's go. All right. Bring it home. How do you feel about the 7? Yeah, whatever. Well, I feel like I played pretty loose with this game. Don't really feel like I settled in it too well. Feels like an okay second at this point, but if Krims gets a run on, who knows, right? Can't really say I ever got my head in the game in this one in a big way. I feel like I played okay, but there's been a lot of like, oh, I'll try this. Which I guess happens if your hands don't quite go exactly the way you'd like them to. Just not quite finding that last tile to get to town by. Uh, I don't love that as a discard. We're not seeing that out there. I much prefer down here. 3 would have been better, probably. Oh. Look, there's danger on the table at this point. Is that a deal in? No. Could really do with this forever finding me a safe tile or 2 here. That ain't it. Okay, 2. Well, I just discarded the 2 and got away with it, so... Maybe I should have been pushing. I could have pushed... No. No, 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 no. No, let's just fold. Let's just... Whatever. Second place is fine. We don't need to try and... We don't need to stress anyone out here. We don't need to stress out. Hopefully one of these guys deals into each other. It's fine. There's the dealing. No, it's not. Okay. So we're going to probably go into another hand here. But ARMA getting a few points isn't really bothering me. Obviously, it's dragging my points down a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. It's fine. They were looking for a 6-9. They were looking for an 8-man. Okay. Okay, what's this hand? It's a whole lot of nothings what this hand is. 7, but man is the Dora tile. Yeah, not really seeing much in this one. No, yeah, not really any shapes at all actually. So bit of a nothing here. Just ending this game with a bit of a whimper, unless Krim's racking up yet more points, which is just not the situation I want. But I think it's going to be difficult to force this one into anything meaningfully with some meaningful points behind it at all. Some souths is good. Look, we'll take them. We'll take them. Could pushing a south just get any old points in this at this point, especially with the toy on the there is points on the table. There's a reach stick and a couple of umas, so just grabbing the souths, just getting whatever's on the table, getting out of this Hanchan is probably fine. Not getting me much. Not getting me much, but at this point I just want to get out without Krim getting like a whole pile of points, right? Just got to play this smartly. And yeah, make sure I just get out of this with a net positive. And is slowly coming together. Reach from ARMA. Look, I see no real reason to chase that. I mean, I kind of want the south and I kind of want to push, but I'd have to push a bunch of tiles into this reach. I've got no idea what it is, and I just don't feel like getting in on that. I think we're gonna play it safe. Hope someone else deals in ARMA. Look, if it's Krem, perfect, right? We don't need to stress ourselves about this. We can play safe for a little while, and the more safe tiles they find us, the happier we can be about this. It's all good, all peace, all chilled. So yeah, ARMA, a bit of a good, pretty decent comeback. In fact, pretty good game for them all over, apart from that big deal into Prem, which has got to hurt. Okay, Krem pushing again. I mean, why not? You got to rack up the points in this situation. It's just such a nice thing to be able to do. Relying on ARMA to bring this one home for me. Probably not to such an extent that I'm willing to deal into him, I guess. But maybe that would be the right call long term. Is just say, hey, I'll just give ARMA some points just to stop Krim's reign of terror. It's honestly, if I could work out what ARMA was waiting for that Krim wasn't, maybe I would do that. But I don't think I'm that strong a player. Do I have safe tiles? I feel like I did have safe tiles, and I can't remember what they are. Whatever. I'll be safe from Krim, and like if I deal into ARMA, whatever. I feel like there's safe tiles I have in my hand that I knew about, and now I've just like forgotten. Just a frustrating situation to feel like I'm in. Where's the safe tiles? honestly don't know. Okay, Sumo from ARMA. Oh, hits the Itsu as well. That's super nice. Okay, so that will drag Krem down a pretty decent wodge. It also drags me down, and it gets ARMA into third, actually. So great comeback from them. Really nice. Tickle from them. It's a very small second place for me. Plus two, plus the second place 5,000 points. But you do take those. You do take those. So another second place for me puts me, a few more points, which, that's they all add up. Okay, let's copy this log. Sorry, I'm just going to jump back into this game right at the end here and get the screenshot. I feel like there's a way you can just step right to the end of this, but whatever. Okay. Just take the screenshot here. There we go. Got to do my part for the tournament by doing the admin. All right, so that is, I think that's probably my stream done here. If we jump over to the Tenho here, we jump over to the score sheet. We're seeing scores just going in now. So in that game, we saw Nikosa with a 4th place. That's sad news for the Pinfu Pals, who had another negative result there with a big win for Lost My ID from Junkan Ron. So that will well and truly make up for the 3rd place that she got in that last game. In our game, we saw Tile Dreaming with a really strong win there, me with a very slight 2nd, and Yanpon with another good win there in for them. So they've had a really good day. Scores have gone in. So if we pop over to the standings, we're seeing Itchy Richie Fingers still on top with 500 points. Chanyo Sensation 321, Tile Dreaming 104, and Crimson Wanderers with 73, and they're the only teams in the positive. So everyone else down the bottom, they're very tight in the next sort of 6 to 8 placings. So lots and lots of things, lots and lots of possibilities as we go into the second half of the tournament, which is great to see. Yeah, so it should be a good second half of the tournament. We are now officially halfway, I believe. Well, halfway in terms of time, although there are slightly more games in the second half of the tournament. So we are not quite halfway through the games in the tournament. I think it's 35 games per team or something like that, when we're at 16. So we're pretty close to halfway through the tournament. You can see the score sheet there. Go Itchy Richie Fingers. Great to see us still on top. I love to see it, although we didn't really... I guess we got very slightly ahead of the Tanyao Sensations today, having played 2 games and they only played 1. But yeah, that's all good. You take those. So that's my stream done for another night. Thanks for joining me if you did. Always good to get a chance to play some mahjong, and nice to natter about it as well. So if you did join me, thank you for doing so. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to tune in next week. I don't know if I'm streaming. I probably will be. There'll also be the official Australian Ricci Mahjong Association stream if you want to check that one out. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you there for the second half of this always enjoyable tournament. See ya.